Jund Kona Surprise versus Liquid Tux. So it seems the Kona Surprise reanimation decks are all the rage at the moment. So let's, and there's different versions coming out at the moment. So let's give, this version is Jund. Let's give it a shot. Don't need more elves. A Kona's fine. Unfortunately, I can't tap the Kona currently, but next round you can just do the Esper thing again. I have a removal. Alright, the opponent is that deck. So we could even get ahead of that, potentially. Kona, but we cannot tap it. However, I could go for it and then attack next turn. Or do I go for Esper Origins? Not an easy choice. I'm going to go for this and hope to find one of those lands. A Lumbering Worldwagon, which I will immediately draw. Yeah, I'll take it. I can use that to tap the Kona up, actually, so I have an outlet for it. Alright, here comes the synthesizer. Is it going to be fast enough? Alright, we got a lot of mana here. Wait a minute, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can do it. I can do exactly the following. Take action. Oh, this is pretty good. Let's go for red. Oh, wait, yeah. Let's go Kona. Crew the wagon. Kona triggers. Let's go for this. No need to saddle, but next turn I can make a copy of like summon Esper Maduin. So the opponent has to now decide what they want to kill. Probably going for Kona, but now that I have the Calamity, I do have some good aggression on the deck, on the on the battlefield. The opponent wasn't able to find a pretty crucial. Let's saddle this first. Crew. Yeah, so that was good. And let's just attack here. Take action. Get more lands out of the deck. Oh, I didn't saddle that. Oopsies. But okay, the opponent's dead anyway. Oh my god. That went too fast. Okay, well, that's how the deck is intended to work. So that was kind of the perfect display, despite the opponent having the synthesizer. So, alright. Promising start. Let's keep going. Jund Kona Surprise versus the brilliant Decline to Fine. Alright, we have Esper Origins, always good to have early on. I have Golgari colors. We can go from here. This into Esper Origins. Into... Oh, damn it. Wait a minute. If I take the Blooming Marsh, which I have to, but I'm not going to put Kona in the graveyard, so it's fine. But I'll shuffle it away with the Lumbering Worldwagon next turn, but that's absolutely okay. Opponent is Demir. They might counter this. If they do, I'm actually okay with it. I do miss... Oh, I would miss a little bit of ramp, but that's fine. Take action. Get the red. Getting ready for Smuggler's Surprise. If I draw an untapped land, I can go for it straight up. But then the question is that really what I want to do? The opponent could run sweepers, but being Dimir, their only sweeper is a 5 mana sweeper or 6. If they're Dimir, yeah. All right. Well, oh, is that no? This enters tapped. Okay. All right. What I'm gonna do is this. I can get rid of this, but actually I have 5 mana. I can get rid of this, draw the Valgavoth. Let's do that. Draw the Valgavoth, saddle the wagon, crew the wagon, attack for 5, and get another. Oh no, but I'm not shuffling anything away. Yeah. So that's what the Esper men doing. You surveil 2 and then you draw into one of them. All right, pretty decent start here. Let's see what the opponent is gonna do about it. Ooh, okay. Now they could be running counter magic, so I need to think about how to use my Smuggler's Surprise. I do have a lot of mana available here. Let's go for this. Don't want any of those anymore. Now, 2 or 5, 1, 2. Do I want to go for this? Yeah, let's do this. I can attack for a lot by doing this, and I can still keep this up as backup. Now, if the opponent has a dragon, they could counter this because they're going to make me pay 4 more. Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting. More lands, hit for 8. Drop another Worldwagon, because why not? Get more lands out of the deck. And there you go. And I can even cast Valgavoth, just hard cast it. So the opponent is digging. They're at 6. Like, either Worldwagon is going to be lethal. Alright, this is gonna get sacked right now, so I need to crew it in advance. Alright, let's just attack with this. If they kill it, then so be it. I will decline, because I know there's no more. Yeah, okay. Let's just cast it, hard cast it. Could have done that before attacking. But unless they have a sweeper here, they can't get rid of it. But okay, that's a way back for them into the game. So maybe I should have cast the Valgavoth first, so I can crew the other Worldwagon. I think that would have actually been the better play. But a victory it is, nonetheless, for Jund Kona's Surprise. Wow, this deck is on a roll here. Now, we have been playing against slower decks. Not sure how we would fare against the more aggressive decks. But the meta seems to have slowed down a little bit. I think people are just having a good time trying out like the slower decks. But we'll see. Let's keep going. Jund Kona's Surprise versus the mighty Mina with a double-handed blade. Okay, yeah, it is. This needs a little bit, but I mean, turn 2 Origins into hopefully turn 3 Worldwagon. So the Origins needs to find 1 or 2 more lands. No elves. I mean, I could take an elf, but ooh. Alright. I could have taken an elf as a kind of security measure, but this works. Perfect. Let's grab the swamp. We have double green. That's kind of one of the requirements. I did have red here too, so... Wow, I can already surprise the opponent, but I can only put a Vaultborn Tyrant onto the battlefield. Or I can just go for the Esper Origins. The opponent has a counter magic up, pretty likely. Let's go for that. If the opponent tries to do something, I'm going to surprise them. Okay, they're not doing anything. So now I can end of turn surprise, maybe. Just get a counter out of their hand. Is that something to do? Good to do? Or should I have just gone for the Esper? I'm not... No, actually, I think this is a good idea. Oh no, Saw, damn it. I need 6. Oopsies. Well, now I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that was my bad. I always think that it's 5, but it's 6. Alright, oh my god. Well, let's take this and this. Alright, we got a Kona, so we can play it and activate it. But now I'm actually just going to go for the Esper Origins. Now they could counter that, but I'm fine with that. The Esper Origins is just such a good value card. It's kind of what you want to use to bait. So that was not an ideal surprise, but I did find a Kona, I did find a land, so I did find this combination. I'll draw another Kona, why not? Alright, they'll kill that, that's fine. Let's activate this first. Why? You'll see in a minute. Got the Kona. Now I can do this. Fill my hand and even attack. For 7. Because I will of course take another land here. So the Worldwagon is actually, it deals a lot of damage. And thanks to it being a vehicle, it plays around sweepers. And even if you play a creature and it gets killed, you just crew. So there's a lot of options here. What's the crew for? Alright, so let's go Kona. Sure. And now I will Kona again. I will trigger the Worldwagon. I will put a Tyrant on the battlefield, which draws me a card. I think I have no more lands in the deck. No more basics, right? Mute this computer real quick. Sorry about that. All right. Let's also do this. And yeah, I have another. I don't have a creature now to crew the Worldwagon in case they sweep here. They do sweep. Okay. Wow, that was a good sweep. Alright, so now I'm out of things to do. However, I have 2 surprises. So let's just pass the turn. Or should I do it now? Should I do it now? That they're tapped. Yeah, let's do one of... Let's do this. Mill. This. Alright. So another... You need another Ultima. And I have another surprise, so... Yep, they got a sweeper. Alright. Now I can just hard cast stuff too. Oh, damn, tell me they have no more lies. They do. Alright. Alright, so they're getting... They're kind of stabilizing a little bit, but ooh, stock up. That's pretty good at this point. I'm gonna go for this, but it's not gonna be lethal. Well, actually it is. With the Lumbering Worldwagon, this is a good combination. So let's do that. Unfortunately, I have to take the elves in order to ensure I get this the surprise on the top. Otherwise, the surprise would have been lost into the void of the graveyard. I will not shuffle. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be a close one. This, I'm telling you. I have 2 Valgavoths left, 3 Vaultborn Tyrants, so there's still some stuff for my Smuggler surprise to find. I'm declining, because I don't have basics, and I have a Smuggler surprise on the top. Sure. Next turn, this is gonna get sacked, right? So there's no real point. But what I can do is this. I can play an elf. Alright, and I have 2 more surprises for you. I have an Abrade to get rid of one of the fishies, or maybe the block with the anchorage. Yeah, they have it again, the counterspell. Alright. This is starting to get tough. many already 3 steps ahead? 1, 2, only... Alright, let's just cast this normally. Let's attack first. They'll chump block with a fish, but this has trample. Alright, so I'm doing 1 threat at a turn here at the moment. Sure. Unfortunately, I can't surprise here. Oh, these stock ups are really... They're winning them the game here. Unfortunately, if they draw into 1 more 3 steps ahead, then things aren't looking too great anymore. I don't have white. So this is my last surprise for ya. Rest in peace. Honestly, I don't... Ooh, wait a minute. Actually, I do need to do this now. They have counterspell. I'm done for. Even if it's no more lies, and that's... Ooh, okay, good. So drawing a lot of cards here. Pretty. That was a good hit. Yeah, this is fine. Now my graveyard's gone. I have 15 cards left in the deck. So it's this plus this plus this that needs to kind of end the game for me here. They got all the triggers. I can Stormbrood that to death. I think do I win here? Yes, I win. I do win. So let's take out this. Let's yeah, shuffle it. Let's do this. And let's abrade the other one and attack for 12. No further shenanigans required. What a game. GG. 41. So, wow, yeah, that was a good matchup. And that was kind of like, that was a fair match. I mean, come on. I had to be relentless. You were relentlessly countering and sweeping. So fair and square, man. Yeah, but yeah, as you can see, fighting against Azorius control is a little bit difficult. The rest in peace, like, wow. Just barely made it just underneath their kind of defenses. I just got underneath barely. And I mean, I'm honestly hitting exactly lethal. So that was a very, very close game. It was a good game. And let's keep playing. Jund Kona Surprise versus Vicis Wishes. We have... Yeah. We got the Esper into World, into Beastie, into Vaultborn. Wow. Looking good. We have all lands. This is a hand. Let's just... The only thing that could mess with us here is disruption from the opponent's side. Alright, they're starting off slow. This is a mountain forest. Alright. Oh, I like both. Take Kona first. Wait. Let's think this through. Because next turn I'm going to play the Worldwagon, which will shuffle away the Kona if I put it on top. But I don't want to put it in the graveyard, so I'll leave it on top, draw into the forest, play the Worldwagon, shuffle away Kona. Or do I just draw into the Kona, but then if I'm just afraid the Worldwagon getting countered and then I'm missing my 4th land. So this is how we're going to do it. Because the opponent is... Ooh, okay. I could just play this to make sure I draw into the Kona, but I'm going to do this. I want Ramp. Ramp is pretty strong in this deck as well. Oh, I have a lot of basics already in my hand. So this deck doesn't run that many basics, actually. All right, they are definitely Sultai Control, it seems to me. That's also a deck that's been popping up lately. So a lot of decks are popping up lately because Standard is amazing at the moment. So, do I need to be afraid of their counterspells? I think they run the Fang thingy-majiggy, which... So I can't Smuggler Surprise at the moment. I can play Kona, but I think I'm just going to go for this. Do I want... No, I don't want the Abrade either. I'll take the Elves, because I can ensure that I draw them, so it's basically a free draw here. Sure. So I'm gonna hit for 6. How many basics do I have left? 1 mountain, 1 swamp. Okay. So the Worldwagon really does damage. Oh, God. Alright, so they're milling me for half. Now I need to probably just go Kona here. Yeah. Do I have any left? I'll see. No, I don't. Alright. So just a free shuffle. Drop a Tyrant. I'm at a few lands left. Wait, I can give creatures you control with power 4 or give you... Oh. How much do I need for that? 2 mana only. Alright, let's keep up the surprise, but not... But for Hexproof and... Do they mill me again? But how? It's on... Ah, the river turn. Yeah, they got me. There's nothing I can do here. Yep, that's GG. Is there any way I can get something, shuffle something back into my graveyard? I don't think I can. I'm just gonna do this for funsies. Just showing him, but I mean, that was a lost cause anyway. Alright, so Mill seems to be a difficult deck for this deck to beat. However, they needed to have the Singularity Rupture plus this, both like in the first... I mean, this is turn like 10 or something, but still. They needed to have it before next turn, because next turn, with this thing around... my next attack would have been lethal, so it was a close game. Yeah, so Mill seems to be a little bit more difficult to defeat, but let's keep going. Jund Kona Surprise versus the Virtuous Free Nova. This works. It works. Whenever another creature you control enters this creature, deals damage to that creature's power to any target. here comes the Worldwagon into Kona, and then let's go from there. However, the opponent is Azorius, so we know what's going to happen here. This is something they don't really want to counter, but it's good for them that they did. And I didn't have a choice but to play it out. Oh, but I have the Kona, I have the Kavaron Memorial World. Okay, they don't have double blue, so they must have exactly three no more lies here, which is not so. All right, well, here we go. Always go for the Vaultborn Tyrant. They can kill this now. Oh, they didn't. Oh, the trigger's on the stack. Let's go for this. Why? Because this draws and it's a little bit more resilient to removal. Ah, sure. Do I need swamp? I have black. I have... Let's go for double red. Because I have like triple green plus this, so... Alright, how are you going to deal with this? A sweeper. Alright, well, my Vaultborn Tyrant is back in the game. I could just... Okay, I mean... Thanks to the Vaultborn Tyrant, and I'm telling you, the Vaultborn Tyrant makes all the difference because it's very easy. Like, even a Valgavoth, putting that into the play, sweeper, it's gone. You know, you're left with nothing. But this thing, you draw a card when it enters. When it dies, you create a copy, you draw another card. So this one is really needed to withstand instant removal, because otherwise it's pretty easy for the opponent to just remove your stuff, or in case of Valgavoth, sweep. So, wow, 4-1, that was impressive. Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I didn't play many aggro decks, so that might be a different story. But, I mean, even against an aggro deck, I mean, you need Kona on 4 in order to, and then you need like a Vaultborn Tyrant or a Valgavoth, something to regain the life that you already lost in turn 1, 2, 3. But, for now, going for 1, Jund Kona surprise. I'm happy with the run. Let's head over to the recap. Alrighty, so Jund Kona. I already split the cards up into different categories, as I usually do when doing these recaps. And yeah, as this is the first time I'm playing this deck, I'm gonna go from left to right and take a look at all the cards. So, Llanowar Elves fits great into this deck because you do want to get to turn to 4 mana or 6 mana respectively as quickly as possible. So that's just a great addition. It also helps you with like lumbering on 2, so it just quickens your all these expensive cards and makes you be able to play them earlier. Then you have a good mix of removal spells. This one even hits planeswalkers, 3 mana planeswalkers. So Kaido is not unfortunately not within that range. So Long Goodbye could also be something else, but here we use it for removal. This is removal artifacts as well against the Jeskai artifacts or Azorius artifacts. And you have a kind of dual use card here. This for 2 mana, it deals 5, so it gets rid of big things. It's also a creature, so you can get it back. You can, I think you can get it with the Esper Origins, the kind of reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, put it in your hand. You can also flash it in with Smuggler's Surprise. If you don't have any of the other big things in your hand, this can also be an option. A 5/4 flyer, which gains you 5 life, in some situations could be useful. Then you have the ramp, but also just value. And digging. Like Esper Origins is value and finding what you need. So on turn 2, playing this is just feels great. You surveil 2, you find what you need. If it's a land, then you go for land. You know, if you need a Kona, whatever you're looking for, you go for it. You gain 2 life, and then later on, you summon Esper Meduin, which is also great value. Another surveil 2, but you will draw a card. Then the following turn, you add 2 mana. It crews your Worldwagon. It's just a lot of value just packed into one card, and it synergizes well with the rest. The Worldwagon for 3 mana, it ramps you, which you really need in this deck. But also, it's just a great attacking creature for which is a little bit more resistant, at least to sweepers. So you have it sticks around, and when you play a creature which is summoning sickness, then you just you crew the wagon. You also ramp at least once or maybe twice. You can tap Kona by crewing it, which is another way to trigger your Kona. So it also fits very nicely into the deck. And now let's head over to the namesake of the deck, Kona Surprise. Kona, you cheat a creature from your hand into play. You do the same for Smuggler's Surprise. So Smuggler's Surprise is not reliant on anything else to do so, and it is not as easily destroyed as a Kona, which is a creature. However, this can be countered and it's more expensive. But at the same time, if you have a lot of mana and you draw this in the late game, you can also use the mill for card option, find 2 creatures, put them in your hand, and then put those straight onto the battlefield. So you can also use this to dig. So both have their merits. What they both do, though, is they cheat one of these big boys onto the battlefield straight up. And yeah, so that's the goal of this deck. And what are the big boys? So the Terror of the Peaks is a 5 mana 5/4 in itself, which is not that spectacular compared to what the other ones. However, it enables the other ones, when they do enter, to deal a lot of damage. So if you hit a Terror and a Valgavoth, you'll be dealing 9 damage to your opponent, for example, or to some permanent that they have. So this is a little bit of an enabler, but it's still a good body on itself. Then you have the Calamity, which is also a little bit better as in a combination. Saddle 1 only, so even the Llanowar Elves can saddle it. And then you copy one of your other bad boys and get their ETB trigger. So you're just kind of, capitalizing on the enter the battlefield triggers of your other cards. And then you have the kind of the key card here, in my opinion, not to be underestimated, the Vaultborn Tyrant. Why? Because when you cheat something into play, what you don't want to happen is the opponent just untapping and sweeping, because then you've set up everything and then they just sweep and you have to start from scratch. With the Vaultborn Tyrant, however, as soon as it enters, you get value from it by gaining 3 life and drawing a card. And when it dies, you create another copy of it. So it's another 6/6. You draw another card. You gain another 3 life. So it sticks. It's very sticky. And value. So that's why you have 4 of these. And with 7 mana, it's a little bit easier to kind of hardcast it than maybe a Valgavoth or a Bahamut. So that's why you have 4 of these. Then you have the 2 Valgavoths, because this one, despite outside of sweepers, this one is pretty difficult to get rid of. It has lifelink, and it's just, it's difficult to get rid of. And then also the opponent's cards, you can cast them as well. So that's kind of another added benefit. And then you have the Bahamut, the one of, but if you do get to cheat this into play, you'll immediately take out one of your opponent's permanents. However, this is pretty easily killed, so it looks very intimidating, but actually just a simple instant spot removal spell will get rid of this instantly. So that's why there's only 1 here, because it's just a little bit easier to get rid of. So that's why you want to, that's why you have a lot of these here, which have added value when entering. And yeah, but even without cheating any of these into play, like the Worldwagon plus Esper Origins, we've seen already that those are able to deal some good damage as well. and pressure the opponent or stall or whatever you need. Then last but not least, we have the planets, which are just here mainly to tap Kona for you with the turn it enters. But also the red one has a little bit of an added benefit. It can create a 2/2. It gives your creatures 1+1/0 and haste. So in the late game, if you cheat something into play, you can also use this if you have enough mana available to just give everything haste and go for the straight up win. This one, not as, that's why there's only 2 of this, because this one is still nice, but you don't really make much use of the add 1 green mana for each creature you control, because, yeah, your goal is not to go make a wide board. Your goal is to make a strong board that just kills quickly. And there you have it, Jund Kona Surprise. Cool deck. It worked well for me today. Not sure how it deals with aggro decks, as mentioned already, but yeah, happy to showcase for you to have a look at it. Just be aware that it is a deck, and yeah. Oh yeah, let's have a look at some. All right, let's take a look at Long Goodbye. No, let's take a look at... Valgavoth doesn't have it. None of these have it. None of these have flavor text. Where's all the flavor gone? Worldwagon doesn't... Wow, this is such a flavorless... Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, Kona. All right, here we go. She's got a heart of gold, a nose for danger, and jaws that can pulverize a cellar spawn with a single snap. And on that note, thanks for watching, have fun, see you in the arena, and peace.